tight muscles and the stiffness in your joints. We have Dr. Yoav Suprun here from Canyon Ranch Hotel and Spa to talk about some things that are kind of tennis related. You know, the Sony Ericsson going on right now, so these are all very relevant. And we have to start with the lower back because, I mean, tennis or no tennis, so many people suffering from pain.
Right, lower back pain, Sherry, is a big epidemic in America, and we're seeing it predominantly at Canyon Ranch. We're seeing a lot of tennis players coming to us and saying, listen, I play tennis and I got into my car, and as soon as I got home, I felt a lot of stiffness as I walked through my house. And a lot of the time, people ask me, is it the tennis game that's hurting me, or is it something else that I'm doing?
And you said that timing that pain is kind of the key to figuring out whether it's a tennis problem or something else, right?
So the method that we use, the method that we use at Canyon Ranch is called the McKenzie method. That allows you to evaluate the patient to see what is the source of the problem. A lot of the time, what we end up seeing is patients play tennis, and when they sit slouched at postures after the game, they ended up hurting their discs in the lumbar spine. Now, discs can bulge, and when they start bulging, stiffness often starts before the pain.
And is that blocking the cartilage? Is that
that's the center of the disc has a gelatinous material in it, and if the gelatinous material is starting to move towards the nerve root, we will feel stiffness first and then pain. So a very important thing to do before a game, during a game, or after a game, for example, is to make sure you have no stiffness in the lower back. And moving backwards in this fashion often allows the player to know if they're going to have any pain after the game.
Okay, so I mean, what if they're feeling that pain before a game? Does it then become a situation where perhaps they should take some time off?
So often it's important to come and get evaluated by a McKenzie physical therapist or a doctor that specializes in the method. They go through a thorough assessment. We do it at Canyon Ranch Hotel and Spa in Miami Beach on a daily basis. And we find out, is it really the tennis that's causing you to have back pain, or sciatica, pain radiating down the leg?
And you said that there are some high-profile tennis players that have suffered from sciatica.
Andre Agassi, for example, had, over his career, had multiple injuries to his back, including cortisone shots, and eventually it really debilitated his play. And so the average person that plays tennis has to know that the back could really become a problem, and knowing what to do before a game and especially after the game. For example, a lumbar roll in your lower back, a support in the lower back.
For any time? I mean, at the computer, anytime?
Anytime, especially if you use computer a lot and then you play tennis the following day.
And that's when I feel like I find myself running into that rut of slouching.
Right, because the slouch posture, what it ends up doing, it actually takes and puts pressure on the disc, and when the jelly starts to move towards the nerve root, we start to feel this annoying lower back stiffness, and we don't know what to do.
Okay, well, Dr. Suprun, we have less than a minute left, but I really want to touch on tennis elbow, because tennis elbow doesn't only come from tennis.
Right, tennis elbow often comes from a derangement or a movement in the elbow joints, and that often comes from texting. We do a lot of texting, a lot of typing. Very important to extend the elbow a couple of times during the day, and especially before and after a tennis game, to reach full end range extension and allow the tennis elbow to be stretched on an ongoing basis every couple of hours.
Is that a pain that you kind of feel like migrating up your arm oftentimes?
It could refer from the neck, and therefore you should have an evaluation to see if the source is coming from the neck, or is it just what's called lateral epicondylitis. It's a tenderness at the outer aspect of the elbow.
Oh, it's creating so much pain to think about. All right. Physical therapy with Dr. Suprun is at the Canyon Ranch Hotel and Spa at 6801 Collins Ave in Miami Beach. You can call 305-514-7216 or visit their website, canyonranchmiami.com.